Hi there, everyone. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some concerns that I have that I've seen happen recently. And it is about managing expectations and really having an understanding what happens after bandages come off, or in case of rhinoplasty, your cast comes off. Now, typically when I work with clients, I inform them about this, but it also needs to come from the surgical practices as well. And one of the things that I see happening a lot, even with my clients, is that they have a rhinoplasty, they have expectations, we talk about aesthetic goals, we talk about what to expect. But if it's a revision rhino, especially, it becomes more complicated for the surgeon, and you never quite know what the surgeon is going to find once he goes in and how complicated the case will be. And because it is an art and it's also a science, sometimes your expectations don't exactly match the outcome. And what I mean by that is when that cast comes off, you are swollen. There's no way to avoid that. And especially because most of the time the cast is going to come off less than a week after the surgery. So just think about that. Your face has been manipulated or your nose has been manipulated, and your body has to go through the healing process. And that's why it's just so very, very important to stick to some anti-inflammatory diets, take your supplements, and that's another video that I'm going to talk about soon in the future. But what I really wanted to impress upon you is that if you are a post-op patient going through a rhinoplasty, no, when you have the cast taken off, you may not be happy, but that is very common. And you have to realize that your nose is swollen, and it can take up to a year for your tip to form. And the swelling does come down, and each day you'll see a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. But you have to understand that what the surgeon is going for is the optimal result. So if your nose was crooked, or if your nostrils were crooked, or your nose was too wide or too narrow, or whatever it was, the surgeon is going for that optimum result. And that is the first thing that you should notice. So if you had a crooked nose, for instance, and you take the cast off and your nose is straight, that's like, wow, that's great. That was accomplished. But what if your nose was crooked, you take the cast off, your nose is straight, but your nose is really swollen and it doesn't look like the same nose? It's not going to look like the same nose. So what's really important is to calm down, take a breath, de-stress a little bit, and realize that your body needs to adjust, your body needs to heal. Keep taking anti-inflammatory diet, eating anti-inflammatory foods, taking your supplements, icing if your surgeon still suggests that icing is going to help, and relax. And don't stare at yourself in the mirror, because that's only going to cause more stress. And you don't want to go down a rabbit hole, because if you go down a rabbit hole, it's going to be harder for your body to heal. So take a deep breath, do some meditation, move away from the mirror, put the mirror away, don't look at yourself. Hyper-focus on something else if you need to hyper-focus. Get your hair done, or change your makeup, or get it colored, or whatever it is, or go buy something. Whatever it is that's going to feed that inside of you so that you don't focus. The other thing I wanted to mention is that people always say to me, oh my God, so-and-so is going to see this, or they're going to mention it, or I look horrible, and they're all going to notice when you didn't want anyone to notice. Well, chances are that people around you that don't know that you had any surgery are probably not going to really notice anything unless it's drastically different. But if it's just minor, they may look at you and wonder, oh, what did she have? Did she have something done? Did she do her hair, change her makeup? But they may not even notice your nose, because we are our worst critics. We look at ourselves, we analyze ourselves, we see ourselves every day, and we pick sometimes at certain things on our face or certain things in our body that we really think other people notice. And in reality,